funny because I was asking you pregame about Ayo's ability to process mistakes and move on from them, and he certainly gave you a big response tonight.
Yeah, he needed to. I mean, I think coming down the stretch, they clearly thought, the ball was going to be in DeMar's hands. They trapped him. They picked him up full court. And, it was a lot to ask for DeMar, coming off the last night and then this night, to carry us. And I think Ayo did a good job getting the ball across half court, did a good job of getting us in offense. Obviously made a great play coming downhill, to put us back up 5. So, again, like I said, he doesn't really lose belief or confidence in himself. I think he looks at all his experiences as an opportunity to grow. And you always feel like he's going to be better the next time out, because I think it's important to him. And he's going to try to figure out ways that he can take what he experienced and get better from it.
What was the play call on that dunk? Was it just kind of whoever drive and kick?
No, I mean, what we did is it was a play we were running during the game for DeMar, where we kind of flip it to DeMar just to kind of give him a head of steam and to get off, to almost get a body off him a little bit. And the previous time we kind of were in that spacing and they were really pressed up against DeMar, and it was almost like they were going to deny that pass. So we just told Ayo, like, listen, fake it to DeMar and see if you can't turn the corner and get some penetration downhill. I thought it was important just on the possession that we got something downhill towards the basket, because if the ball was in DeMar's hands and they started trapping us, we could have been up against the clock. And, thank God we got the ball across half court in time and we were able to get a little bit more organized. But Ayo made a great explosive play downhill to finish.
And obviously they're so focused on DeMar, but what does it say that here we are in game 52 and you're telling a rookie to go ahead and take a shot at a critical time like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think, if you even go back to, and I know it was the preseason, but, for a rookie to be in some of these preseason games, you go back to the Cleveland game, at Cleveland, when it kind of came down to the wire and he made a couple big shots. He's done it in practice. Like, he's not really afraid of the moment. And I trust him, that he is going to have a belief and confidence that he can make the play. Now, he's not going to always be perfect and he'll learn from his mistakes, but I wasn't sure when he first started to go downhill if he could get there in time, because they pulled across to really help on him. And he got off the floor pretty quick and was able to dunk it.
Just one more on him. You were asked the other night about his habit of he doesn't really celebrate moments. And if you notice after the dunk, he sprinted back and made a pretty big defensive play. Got it and had a contest. I mean, is that just kind of like how he's wired or who he is?
Yeah, I mean, he gets lost in the game. He plays. He gets lost in the game, and, he knows when something good or bad happens, and he tries to move to the next play, and he tries to stay engaged into the next play. But, he's got an ability like, okay, I dunked it. We got to get back. It's a 5-point game, because if they come down and knock home a 3, and now it's back to, 2 now. It was a 1-possession game before then when they kind of ran that slip-out play and Holiday made that 3. But I give him credit that, get back and, try to get a stop. We got to stop. We got to rebound. We're able to get fouled.
You've talked multiple times about the need to find Vooch. The ball has to find Vooch. And obviously with the matchup you had tonight, I mean, you're being guarded by guys so much smaller. Did you guys do a good enough job doing that?
There were some moments there when he was on the floor. I thought we could have been better. He could have got more touches. I told Ayo tonight he had 14 assists. There's a pretty good reason you keep throwing the ball to him. And he's got to figure out, I think, as a point guard, how to make it easier for DeMar, how to make it easier for Vooch. And I thought Ayo did that. Clearly they were undersized. They're missing Turner. They're missing Sabonis. And we felt like we had an advantage there. They were switching a lot to try to keep, to not let DeMar get to spots, to try to take that away. And, we got Vooch the ball a lot inside tonight, but we could have got it to him more. And the one thing that was happening when it was going in there is they were coming and trapping, and it was really giving us good open shots. We just didn't shoot the ball particularly well from 3. It's a back-to-back, and a lot of times on games like that, especially in the second half, they don't shoot the ball great. But, we generated good shots when Vooch had the ball.
And how big was that response by him, especially with Zach out, Kobe out,
Yeah, I mean, they got a lot of guys out. We got a lot of guys out. This is kind of what everybody's going through right now. I give him credit. He was really good in Toronto last night. The thing I was really impressed with Vooch tonight is, he's always been a scorer. Everybody knows that. I was really, really impressed in what he did at the basket tonight defensively. We had a couple of breakdowns on the perimeter, and guys had gotten beat mean, Levert's hard to guard. I mean, we just after the first quarter just said when he comes back, we're just trapping him the rest of the game just to get the ball in his hands. And it put us in rotations. And Vooch back there did a nice job. He had a couple of really good blocks and made some guys miss some shots with his length. So not only did he have a great offensive night, he also did a great job protecting the rim as well. And I think for him coming off a game in Toronto where it was like a different scoring night for him than it was here tonight, but he was obviously still a force, offensively when he gets the ball in his spots.
You mentioned Levert. It looked like you did make such a concerted effort to get the ball to his hands in the second half. Did you do a good enough job of it, or is he just so crafty?
Well, he had 28. The hard ones were when they brought two to the ball, whether it be pick and roll, whether it's big or small. I thought we were better. The ones that were hard is when he's out in space. He's so good with the ball and he's so shifty. He changed direction and he's long and he's got strong body. He just gets to these spots and he makes tough shots. And, he's a classic example of like a great non-rim two player. Like he gets in the paint, but those are tough shots. And, he makes them at a high clip. And I think he was maybe 10 for 11 to start the first quarter. He had 28 in the first. Actually after that first quarter, we did a fairly decent job, because he was on pace to get 60 tonight. And we did a pretty, I know we got 42, but we did a pretty good job after that first quarter against him. He's just not going to shut him totally out, but we just tried to make it more difficult than it was because he was just playing around us and through us and over us in the first quarter.
And the last one for me, with Kobe, I saw him out on the court and didn't look good with him talking to trainers. I mean, what feedback did you get in terms of the warm-up?
He wanted to play.
Okay.
He wanted to give it a go. He really wanted to play. I think they, because it's a soft tissue, injury that doesn't seem to be too severe. You worry about it back-to-back, him going out there and now maybe setting himself back further. There's some optimism that he has treatment today, has treatment tomorrow. We'll see how he feels for Philly. But I don't think the medical staff felt like it was too severe at this point, but it was something that was bothering him. And I think they felt it could get worse. And like I said, Kobe wanted to go out there and play. It was more of a medical, just basically advised him that it wouldn't be a smart decision, that he needed to sit out. So, and Kobe was great. He trusts those guys and, followed suit and just said, okay, I'll sit out.
Billy, we're going to take one from Zoom. Jamal, go ahead.
Hey, Billy, real quick, I know some of this is necessity considering the guys you have out, but early on and in summer league and such, I kind of remember y'all playing Ayo off the ball a lot more frequently. Just how much has your confidence grown in him having the ball in his hands throughout the course of your time with him?
I have confidence in him with the ball in his hands. The way our team is structured when we're whole and healthy, everybody's going to rules are going to change. I think it's not really, anything more than, Alex Caruso's been around for a while. Lonzo's obviously been around for a while. Those guys have had the ball in their hands. DeMar's a guy that has had the ball in his hands. Same with Zach. So it's not like I've ever have not wanted Ayo or didn't believe Ayo could have the ball in his hands. It's just a little bit different now that he has been solely at the point guard spot because of our, issues in the backcourt health-wise. And maybe that opportunity wasn't totally there for him with the way our team was structured. But you felt comfortable when he had the ball on the break and had the ball on the open floor, or played off the ball that, he was very good. And I think in college, he did both. He played point and he played off the ball. So I think he's accustomed to both. But personally, for myself, I've got confidence in him with the ball in his hands and feel like he'll make good plays for us and make good decisions.
Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Vooch, two pretty wild games here. You had the one on New Year's Eve where DeMar hits the crazy game winner. Tonight they played really hard right down to the end. What did you see out there?
Yeah, it was I think a good battle out there. Both teams competed really hard and played really well, I thought. I think we struggled with a three-point shot for a while. We were able to take advantage inside, through me or through drives. But it was a good battle, and just in the end, we made a couple more plays defensively, got some stops, and made some big plays offensively, especially Ayo with that dunk. Terrific play to kind of close out the game. So just very proud of the guys. We played last night in overtime. We missed two guys tonight. I know they missed some guys as well. But we came in, competed, still had faith that we can win, and got a big win for us on the road.
This isn't meant as disrespect to them because they played incredibly hard and incredibly well. But what is it like to go from possibly being matched up against Miles Turner and Donovan Sabonis to being guarded by Karis LeVert or Torrey Craig for a guy like you?
It's different. I mean, it's and then when you just look at it, you're just like, oh, he has a huge side advantage. And yeah, but sometimes, I mean, tonight I was able to really take advantage of it, but sometimes it's harder because then they crowd you, they move around you, and you have to work extra hard to get it. So it's different. You're not really used to playing against small guys. So tonight, what we really did well was it wasn't just kind of straight, post ups for me where I had to go 2-3 dribbles to get to the rim. It was a lot of, seals out of ball movement. I'll just be able to seal in the paint and just turn and score. So a lot of my points are really just easy ones where I just seal, and then my teammates find me and I just turn and finish. So I thought we did a good job exploiting that. And then, but I mean, it's just different look. And defensively, then, it's harder for me because I have to run around, guard some different guys. And so just different look, but I thought we did a good job, exploiting our advantage on that end.
You've always talked about how it feels sweeter to have a big game in a win. So what is it like to be on this roll that you're on? Last night you get the 30 points, but you don't get it, and tonight you do. So what is that like?
I mean, it's all about winning, and obviously whatever you do when you win, it feels much better. And especially if you have a big game and you win, it's one of the best feelings. So very happy we got the win. But yeah, I mean, when you win, everything just feels so much better. I mean, it's very contagious. You enjoy it. Just such a different mood. I mean, last night we lose in overtime. We tip in at the end of the game, and then we go to overtime, we lose. It is just, it sucks. And then you come into now, you win. It's just the NBA. That's how it is. You have to be able to learn from losses and move on. And when you win happen, you celebrate it. But then we have another game in less than 48 hours, so we have to get ready for that one. But for sure tonight it feels great. We get to go home, enjoy our day off tomorrow, get ready for Philly.
What did you think about the play where Ayo threw down the dunk on that last possession?
Great play. I mean, really, really great play. He didn't score a lot throughout the whole game, and then he hits a big three in the fourth and then makes that big play at the end. Just shows, his character, the boys he plays with. I mean, he's only a rookie. I mean, I know he did 3 years for in college. So, but I mean, he's still a rookie, and to have to be thrown in the fire like he has been, had to start on a winning team, play against some of the best players in this league there, play at the point guard position. He does a great job for us every night, defensively and offensively. So lately, he's been doing a great job facilitating. I mean, tonight he had a career high. Like I said, a lot of my points just came off his assists. I think our chemistry has been growing as well. So for that play, and it was big time play. I mean, nothing else I can say. It's just big, strong drive with confidence. I was ready for the pass. He just took off, finished over 2 guys, big time dunk. So just huge plays by Ayo.
And one more back to you. It wasn't just all offense for you. You had those 3 big blocks in the fourth quarter. What describe those plays from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, I was just, again, I knew I had a size advantage, and I was just trying to help my teammates. Obviously, it was a tough job for them to have some very good guards, and it's not easy to stay what was in front of them. So I was just trying to help, and towards the end, I was able to get in good spots and make big plays for us. I thought it was important. I think, especially the one where we got the shot clock violation. So just try to be as good as I can at that end, get plays, make as many plays as I can. I think towards the end, it was good that they came at the end again.
Everyone's buzzing about that play. I know you don't ever get too high or too low, but you got to talk us through that dunk from your perspective.
Yeah, it just came down to basically the play we drew up. Coach, he basically knew that the way Indiana were playing, they were denying DeMar. And, of course, late game, a lot of teams know where the ball is going to. So he just told me that, when I get downhill, try to hand it off to him. But if he denied, then just turn the corner. Originally, when I came out of timeout, I told Vuce, be ready. I thought if he had an edge on me, I would go dump it to Vuce because he had a size advantage. But Taylor, he stayed back, and I had the lane. So I would say, that was my adrenaline. That was just the best play to make.
Have you seen a replay with you?
No, I haven't, not yet.
You will?
Yeah, I will.
Where's your confidence level right now?
I mean, my confidence is high. I always have a lot of confidence, but of course, getting success, getting wins is always high. But my mentality is never get too high, never get too low, because for games like yesterday, with that mindset, like yesterday, when I had those turnovers at the end of the game, my mindset is always never get too high, never get too low. So when I experienced that, that sense of disappointment in that moment, I teach my mind that mentality. So I was always even keel, even yesterday, and that allowed me to come here and be better today. But yeah, my confidence is always high. I put a lot of work into my game.
So you didn't get too low after those 2 turnovers last night, but what did you take away from them, or what did you want to take away from that moving forward and learn from that?
Oh, definitely. That's a great question. I took away a lot. I understood that's a playoff atmosphere, and I was talking to Coach Donovan actually this morning, and it was pretty cool because after I had the turnovers we lost, I hadn't talked to him until this morning, and it's like one of those times like when you get in trouble in school and you don't know how your parents going to react. So he called me this morning. He was like, "Yo, Aya, let me talk to you." I'm thinking like he's going to be upset, of course, but he came to me. He was like, asked the same question you asked. He was like, "Aya, what did you learn from yesterday?" I told him that picking up my dribble in the baseline and just having better court awareness in the game. He was like, "Cool, you got it." And I'm like, "That's it?" He was like, "Yeah." So just that exchange right there, that just make me want to come out here and, go through a wall for him and compete for him because I know he believes in me.
And picking up on the coach theme further, you alluded to the play call for the dagger dunk. Obviously, Indiana's trapping DeMar and trying to get the ball out of his hands, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, Zach's out, but what does it say to you that a coach has the confidence to give you the green light in a situation like that as a rookie?
It just means a lot. It just means that the trust he has in me and my abilities. Just trying to continue to gain his trust, continue to, run a team, and coach hard on me. I tell him every time, like, I like that, and that's the way I want to be coached. That's the way he coaches. So, it's a great relationship in that aspect. So, I just try to go out there and, get better. I know he believes in me, so my number is called upon each time. I try to make, the better play, try to learn from my mistakes and also learn from, times I do things well, because I know that when we do get all our guys back, I have a chance to be able to take some relief off our guys when they get back healthy.
Just two more from me, and then I don't know if there's any on Zoom. Did you see what Rising Stars team you ended up on?
No, I didn't.
Okay. I think you're on Jerry Payton's team.
GB?
Yeah. So
all right, cool.
You said you're going to dissect brains.
Yeah.
Are you going to come back talking smack to everybody? Because that's all Gary Payton did.
It's crazy. He was my coach, and he was my coach at the Nike Skills Challenge my senior year of high school. We had a great relationship. I picked his brain up already. So now that he told me he drafted me, that means a lot. That just means that, he kept the relationship that we had back then.
The glove.
Yeah, the glove.
We're going to take one from Zoom. Mike, go ahead.
Hey, Ayo, having covered the Bulls for a long time, I've lost count of how many guys who were mostly shooting guards say they can play point guard, but they can't really do it. You were, didn't have a ton of assists at Illinois. These last 4 games, you've averaged about 11 per game. How do you come up with this playmaking ability from when you haven't been using it for most of the last few years?
Oh, at Illinois, I never, initially brought the ball up, but the offense was really generated with me and pick and rolls. That's just been my natural position. Just the college game is much different than the NBA game because, of course, with no defensive 3 seconds. So just the scheme that coaches come with is less space. So you have different schemes and different adjustments to go out there and play. But growing up, I always was a point guard, but I always was gifted to have a 6'10" wingspan. I can just have my parents, they instilled in me ways to be able to be a good basketball player. So if I was to play with another point guard, I can play off the ball. I'm not being a one-dimensional player. And that's just been my motto, and that's just been my whole thing.